Hello everyone, this is Board Games Bourbon. I'm Glenn Flaherty, and right now I want to share with you a dice placement game I've been playing called Solar Sphere. In Solar Sphere, the aim is to gain prestige with the corporation, and you're going to do this by placing your ships, represented by die, on different locations. When you do that, you're going to be able to get resources and then further activate other areas of the board. You can get workers who can help contribute to either engine building qualities or straight resources. You can place on the Solar Sphere itself, which is going to give you set collection, or you can go and fight the resistance, get points through straight battle. And it's kind of interesting because this is a game where the value of the die neither helps nor hinders depending on if it's low or if it's high, but they do have different implications. But the die themselves is actually going to unlock different parts of the board, and there's a lot of different things going on in this game, which I found made it interesting. It's a midway game too. So what you do in this game is you're going to roll these dice, okay? And whatever their values are, they're going to go on your board. The person with a higher value of dice, let's say it was the red player, is going to go first in the game, and let's say the yellow player had lower face value, they're going to go second in the game. Okay, that's only one part of it. Now, depending on where your dice land, you're going to get compensations. The lower value your die, like let's say this is a 1 right here, there's a morale track below it. And I'm going to hold a blank one right here so you can see this. For every time I roll a 1, I get 2 hearts of morale. But you can see on the opposite end where it says 6, if I rolled 1 6, I get nothing. Not even for 2. I'd have to roll 3 6s to get 1 morale. And what that 1 morale is going to do is going to move you up this track. Moving your way all the way up the track is not only going to give you points in the game, but there's little wrenches on this track. And those wrenches are going to turn into resources you can get. And you can see a little closer there, there's wrenches. And before my turn, I can spend those wrenches. I simply take my little token and I slide it back. When I slide it back, I can do a few things. I can get a resource in the game. The resources are actually pretty cool. This is supposed to be a green crystal of sorts. There's also stone. There's a yellow resource in here as well. The second option you have there when you do that is you can recycle your drones. Now, what are drones? This game not only has dice placement, but it also is going to have these little cubes here. And these cubes are used in an engine building quality to the game, which is very cool. The game has route building, engine building, set collection, and battle. A lot of things going on there in a lot of fun ways. So, okay, so you have these drones here. Now, when you have these drones, you spend them in different ways. I can use it to change a die value. I can use it to put it on a token, on a tile, on the solar sphere itself. What that does is it gives me symbols on these tokens that I can use for myself. And I'll show you what one of these look like here. So when we look at a tile that you want to build on, this one here says you'd have to pay a stone, a yellow, and a green to be able to place something here. You would need a die of 2 value or higher, 2 face value or higher, to be able to go here, and then you put your drone on it. Then you will get 2 symbols, an orange and a blue, and then you see the little sun. That means you can advance on a solar track here as a secondary track. Now that's essentially a resource multiplier. The further it goes up, it makes having your morale track more valuable. Another thing I could do with this is I could take this and I can put it on a battle card. Now, how's the battle card work? Well, let's take a look at the battle cards. Here it says it needs at least 4 drones on the card. At the end of the round, you're going to have to do combat. You need at least 4 drones here, a combination of everybody. So I could have put down 4 drones. Somebody else might have snuck in and put just 1 there to say they contributed. The person who contributed the most, if you defeated it, is going to be getting 6 points. The person who contributed the second most, even if it's just 1, gets 5. Now that might not seem fair, but the person who defeated this card the most is also going to get these 2 symbols for their set collection, okay? And that number at the top isn't necessarily a given. It says 4, but you also have to roll a little bit of gamble here, this die that says 0, 1, or 2. In this case, it was 0. Sometimes it can be 2. If you defeat the card, you take it. If you didn't defeat it, it moves down, and then it gets a helper drone on it. But if no one defeats that card again, everyone who did not contribute to defeating the card loses morale. So those are the uses. But there's also another interesting idea that I haven't really seen before. Maybe I have, but it feels fresh, I have to say. These drones, these currency get recycled. You have to go to a spot, and you can recycle them. So whereas once they were available, Now they go into your recycling. And what are you going to do there? Well, you can make them available again for future use, or you can move them over here to this little area. And what does this little area do? Well, this little area over here that you can move it to, they give you benefits. They give you resources, stone, yellow, green. They give you points, 1, 2, 3, or they give you morale, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so you have choices there. You could run into a situation where you put all your drones on tiles and you put them all over here and you need more. Well, the good thing is if you do these locations and you go to these locations, you're going to unlock and get more into your hand. So let's talk about the locations. This card here, the location card. Okay, any die can go here and it'll give you 2 drones. However, when you use a die to go here, you have the option. I can either literally put my die here and get those 2, or I can plan for the future. And instead of putting a die, I put a drone. And this is part of the engine building quality. And I leave it there. However, the next time I go there, if I've already put down a drone, next time I go there, I'm not only going to get 2, I'm also going to get an extra drone. Okay, so it's kind of like paying for it in advance. This one over here says I can put anything. I can refresh equal to the die, or if my drone is there, I can refresh infinitely, meaning if I put a number 1 die here, I could only refresh 1 of my drones. But if I already put down a drone there, I could put down a number 1 and recycle everything, even if I had like 20,000. Okay, over here, this card, again, this says O. That's their fancy O for odd. You put down an odd, and then you can go and get a worker. I'm talking about a worker in 1 second here, okay? If my drone is here, I could also get any resource I want. This one over here lets you put onto the solar sphere itself. If you went here, this says a specific number. You need to put a 1 or a 2, and you get a stone. If your drone was there, you would get a second stone. Same for yellow, same for green. And this over here lets you put cubes onto the battle. Okay, so now if you were the first person there, yay, congrats. You can also go there if you're a second or third person, but if you're going to do that, you have to spend a drone to go there. You know, it's like those games where you have to spend currency to visit a location to pay a little higher fee. I've seen that in other games. Here, it's really cool because it takes away from that pressure element, contributes to it, where, you know, you want to recycle, but you're getting less and less because you're using things. Okay, so you go to that spot now where you're trying to get these workers here. And you can see how those drones contributed to engine building, but this is engine building too. How so? Well, once I go to the spot that lets me get workers, then I can visit this. Now, once again, I have these cards. The art. How cool is the art in this? Pretty rad. If I wanted this card, I have to pay 2 yellows. Okay, I'm going to get a set collection of getting a blue symbol. And then this is going to be worth 1 point. And it says every time I visit the resistance location, which is over there fighting, I'm going to get a green resource. Okay, well, when I go to fight, I have to put down an even card anyway. I have to pay a green. So essentially it made going here free, which is fantastic. Again, if I had a drone on this card, I could recycle too. But if I combo that, now we're comboing things, and this is going there equals free green, it essentially made it for free. Now, what I could do is, you're only allowed to have 3 cards at a time. So if I wanted to get rid of this at any point, I could, and then it would give me a kicker and just give me another free green. If I went over here, this costs 2 resources and a wild, gives me 2 purple symbols. This is worth 2 points, okay? Gives me a stone, and if I want to get rid of it, 2 stones or a wild. And let's take a look over here. Let's do another card I haven't seen before. Okay, this one here. Okay, it's going to take 4 resources, 2 yellows, 2 wilds, 2 different symbols, which is good. That's going to help a little bit more in getting the sets made there. It's worth 3 points. And then again, it says if you go to the resistance location, you're going to get a free tool, a free resource. Wow, that's great. So anyway, so the gameplay, and that is going to be like that. You roll your die. You choose your order that you're going to go. You see if you want any resources, your morale tracker there, and then you start playing. The graphics are amazing. Gameplay brisk, easy to learn, easy to get into. Thumbs up from me. Enjoying it so far. Now, I am going to keep playing it. I'll post an update if I have it and see, you know, like some games you can play them and you're like, okay, I've seen everything there is. I haven't reached that point yet. So this is Solar Sphere by Dranda Games. Really enjoying it. Simon and Aiden made this. Good job, guys. Really, really good. Looks great too. Best of luck with that. This isn't a rules video, but if you have questions about rules, I'm happy to help. Let me know. And until next time, friends, be well. Bye.